me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
All right, welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight it's the RGR Racing League, this ACS Truck Series, the Affordable Construction Specialist sponsors here tonight. And of course, it's not the Galahad 120, that was last week, Baron. Tonight, it's the Bristol 200.
Happy to be back at Bristol, the Last Great Colosseum. And these truckers are going to put on a hell of a good show for us tonight, Dean. I love Bristol. 2 different lanes, 2 different strategies. This should be a good one.
Yeah, absolutely should be a great one. I mean, I absolutely love this place myself. Like you said, look, you can put the car anywhere out here, and 200 laps a long way, Baron, 75% fuel. Going to be interesting to see when pit stops take place and when they don't and all that wonderful jazz. I mean, Bristol it brings so much to the table, man.
It does, and we were talking offline a little bit about, the strategies around Bristol. Some guys we've heard in conversation feel like the track is a little bit loose tonight, Dean, but I think we both agree, take care of those front tires, and those rear tires are going to take care of you.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Take care of the stuff, right? Be easy on it. I mean, it's controlled aggression, Baron, is what you're looking for.
Yeah, every lap.
I mean, this is the last great Colosseum. You think about your gladiators, and that's what they needed. Controlled aggression. Aggression will get you killed. So we'll see how it goes here tonight. Hopefully nobody dies out on the track this evening. Right now, let's get everybody to rise up out of their seats, and we'll go to the singing of the national anthem by Mrs. Alicia Shipman.
Oh, you say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the lands of the free and the home of the brave?
I love it, Dean. That is so much fun. I just love it. And we're at Bristol tonight. 60,000 in attendance, right? And we're going to have a hell of a show tonight.
Absolutely. Full house out at the track, or almost full. Looks like a couple of spots out there, maybe.
Well, we haven't got the green flag yet. That'll be all filled in by the time that drops.
Yeah. Down there getting a couple of hot dogs in. Don't blame them one bit. Tonight's starting order as they start to line up here. I guess we'll say brought to you by Kailu Glass, perhaps, tonight, Baron.
Well, puff, puff, pass. Kailu Glass.
I like it. There's your little catch line, folks.
I'm a marketing whiz.
Starting grid. It looks like, well, that's not first place now, is it? George Leal in the 97 on the point with a time of 14.627. It's Claus Williams starting on the outside of row number 1. In row number 2, it's Adam Newton and Greg Ratliff. Row 3 will be James A. Bear and James Lefford. A couple of James out there. I like it. Rookie Michael Otto Viani will start in 7th with Jason Spear on the outside, rocking that Wind Tunnel TV logo. I love to see that. Nate Maurer will start 9th. Tony Ratliff 10th. It's Travis and Whitford in row number 6. A little further back, we got Stevie Knight, or Polke Travis, and Whitford, Stevie Knight, Corey Leal, Daren Bruce, Todd Gilly, Jason Jackson, Fred Lester, Jason Brantley making an appearance here this evening, along with George Dibble rounding out your field.
Great looking field. Going to be a quick pace lap or two here, Dean. Get them racked up and ready to go. Bristol never disappoints here, Dean, so we're going to have a hell of a show in front of us.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have a hell of a show. I mean, it really doesn't ever disappoint. I love this place, man. This concrete surface, just something about it. It's a little bit different here. Now, where are you running? You know, you starting high, starting low? Where are you going, Baron?
Me, I like to enter turn 1 nice and low, and in the middle or high of 3 and 4. That's my preferred line, Dean, but we're going to see some guys do that tonight. We'll see some guys stay on the bottom. We'll see some guys stay on the top. They're going to be everywhere.
All right, Pace truck is off the track. Green flag down and away. It's Williams and Leal down into 1.
Yeah, side-by-side start. Good look here. Everybody got off clean. Adam Newton real tight to the back bumper of that Leal machine, so he's looking to move forward early.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of wiggling back there, but everybody clean through the first couple of corners.
Yeah, good opportunity here. Tires warmed up, so we don't have that problem. It's going to take about 3 or 4 laps to get there.
Stevie Knight just jumped to the pit, so bad start for Mr. Stevie Knight. Williams out front, though, walking away a little bit. Here comes Newton. Newton
Everybody a little patient now, huh, dude?
Pardon me?
Everybody's patient so far.
Yeah, a little bit, except for Newton here, and I like it. That's why driving the low line is something I really love around here, because it tends to be, most people are middle to high. If you can really roll the bottom, not only are you fast, but you got clear track to pass people, Baron.
Got to put it where they ain't, Dean, and that's how you get around these guys so that you don't have to mess with them too bad.
Absolutely. A Bear up there, I seen a little wiggle out of him, I do believe. At least one of these cars did. Ratliff starting to make some moves, so the 5, he's going to be tough. And someone to watch tonight, I think Jason Spear here in 6 kind of has a liking for Bristol. We'll find out. Otto Viani makes a move underneath of Ledford.
A fast lap by the number 2 machine in second place. That is Adam Newton with a 15-13. So Adam kicking the pig, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, Newton's going to be good here. We've seen what he's capable at this track. There he goes, looking down now, looking to pass Claus Williams for this lead. That's where you can get in trouble, Baron. Patience, right? We're on lap 8 of 200.
It's at this point of the race, you start watching to see where Claus is slow and where he's fast. You got a machine here. It looks like he's going to have his nose underneath him. He's not going to get clear yet, but letting him know he's out there.
Behind them, A-Bear a little higher than Leal, trying to look for a run. We'll hop on board with Mr. Ratliff right behind them.
A great look. Watch this wheel now, and this thing will tell you everything you need to know about how his truck's handling. So far, so good, right? He's preferring the higher to midline here, so he's up there on top.
It's pretty traditional there, isn't it, Baron?
Yeah, most guys enjoy that upper side of the track. It's easier to drive. It's a little smoother, so guys enjoy it. You get a lot of run off the corner.
The yellow flag is out.
Yellow flag on the track. Tony Ratliff, something's happened here. There he is. So early caution here out at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Doesn't look like he's got too much damage on that truck. He might have gotten away with it here.
So There's Tony there, all looking well going into one. A little hot getting in, maybe a little hot getting out, Baron.
And he just noses it off the inside wall. Not a lot of damage there. He'll be all right.
So a solo car incident will bring out our first caution of the night. And already, guys got to be thinking strategy. You always got to be aware, Baron. This thing could go green at any time. And you got to be cognizant of, what your abilities are fuel mileage wise.
Well, and with the set number of tires here, Dean, lap 13 might be a little early for these guys. So we saw some guys fake it. Good job, guys.
No, but these guys here they come. Gilly,
Yep.
Lester, Dibble, Ratliff coming in, top up of gas. And, if you got lots of set of tires, hey, it doesn't hurt.
Nope, doesn't. You're back at the field. Might as well do something the rest of the field isn't. What do you always say, Dean? If you follow the leader?
Yeah, you follow the leader, you follow the leader. That's the way that goes. Seems like we have a new license thing up on here. We'll just get rid of that. Not sure what happened there. Nonetheless, pit stops here early. You see the guys, Ratliff, Gilly, Lester, Dibble, and Knight in that incident. I think he's probably retired for the night, if I had to guess.
Feels like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, Jason Brantley did not take the checkered here, and sometimes guys just want to get out here and get a little practice before they join the league, which next season is coming up. So get in there, get applied. You want a green flag style racing, no stages. These guys are clean. They're great race car drivers. Come on out, fill this field up, and we'd love it. I mean, generally they field around 30. End of the season here, we're sitting at about 20 right now.
Yeah, solid league, well run. It's been in existence for a while now, and it's our first opportunity to broadcast with them. But some of these guys have been here for years, Dean, and it shows.
It does. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I expect this race to have some extremely long green flag runs and green flag pit stops here tonight, which we always love to see, Baron.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, the talent and the consistency of this league is something you hope for in every one of your leagues, and these guys have put together a nice product, and week in and week out they draw a nice little crowd. We're happy to broadcast with them, be a partner of theirs. It's a great event week in and week out, and if you're interested in getting your feet wet, bring it on.
It seems like we're having some kind of internet issues here tonight. So bear with us, folks. Hopefully that'll straighten itself up as we go along here.
Green flag, green flag.
Showing a green flag event.
Green flag down and away. Claus Williams still holding the lead. Newton charging hard, trying to get in there. And our internet is not improving at this time. Now, we have had some iRacing problems as of late, Baron. I know a race I was in, the entire field disappeared 8 times.
Oh, no, we hope that doesn't happen. No, we hope that's not the case. Watching YouTube, it's a little jittery, but we're still got a broadcast going on here, so we're in pretty good shape. They're out running. Claus Williams out in front now. He's got Adam Newton looking at him. Comes a new competitor charging up here, James Hebert, making his way to the top.
How about that? The 25 machine on the top side here, doing a little something. Look at the speed he's got. He is trying to use that rubber and use Newton up. Newton wisely backs out a little bit. I like that play from the two. Wow, Hebert showing real speed here.
Hashtag momentum. Yep, he's using that high side, keeping that motor spun up. Claus Williams up there in his line. He's going to have to do a little something. He's wanting to get around our leader. Also, George Leal has joined this pack. So this is a 4
4-car breakaway here. A-Bear challenging for the lead right now.
Yeah, 4 cars under a blanket. And then we go back to Jason Spear out there in 5th. Jason rocking a Wind Tunnel TV logo there. So hopefully we get him in victory circle. Get a little free time. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Jason, you know, he likes Bristol. I think he'll be good here tonight. And I think his main thing is, can he hold his position here for, 20, 40 laps, and then watch him start to surge forward.
Lap 25, a little early to tell, but he's got some speed in that truck, Dean.
He does. I mean, he's holding off Greg Ratliff. Ratliff, no slouch whatsoever. The 5 looking strong as ever. Viani sitting in 7th. Ledford in 8th. Whitford 9th. And Corey Leal back in 10th with the Mountain Dew machine.
Yep, and then a few cars behind him. A guy we talked about off broadcast, Daren Bruce there in the 15 machine. I had a quiet night last week. This week, looking to improve upon his finish from last week. And already up 2 spots, looking at top 11 right now. Top 12?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he was quiet last week. I could be mistaken. I thought he won last week, Bear.
Oh, no, he did. My bad. I was thinking of Watkins Glen.
I mean, he quietly won the race. I mean, that's something.
You're right, and I'm stupid.
And he's not a boastful person, so he kept it quiet.
That's right. Grandpa whooped the field last week. I forgot.
That's right. Yellow out on the track again, and it looks like Tony Ratliff a second time, and he's on his lid. Oh, Tony, are you all right?
I'm on my side here, Dean.
My goodness, someone
okay.
go give him a little shot. Help him out. He's off to the garage. Let's take a look at the replay.
It's not going to be good for Tony Ratliff fans. There it is.
Wow.
Takes out Paul K with him, gets up on his side.
So they come out of the corner here, and it looks like Paul K got a little wiggle, come up, and that's just, wow, very unfortunate there, Tony.
Yeah, Ratliff was loose too.
Yeah, I mean, hard to tell from up here in the booth, but it's not great. But I'll tell you what is great. The internet's coming back. Signal looks strong. Broadcast going to be even stronger.
With the top 2 dogs in place, we can't miss, can we?
Well, we can't miss because we don't aim.
That's right. Set the bar real low, you don't get disappointed.
So pit stops in, and this is, where it gets interesting. You're going to have all kinds of different pit strategies out here tonight. And it's going to, flip things on its head probably several times here, Baron.
Yeah, so the bulk of the field is in now. Some of the guys that were at the back of the field in the first pit stop now going to move forward. And the rest of the field coming in. It's feeding time.
Yeah, I mean, are the top 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 here sitting ducks now?
Well, it depends on what pond you're on, Dean.
Well, I mean, I guess I'd be out at Daytona there in their pond.
Right. Lake Lloyd? Yep.
Lake Lloyd, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Can we really call that a lake? Is it big enough to be a lake?
Well, I don't know. By somebody's definition, they named it Lake Lloyd. So, that's
right.
what we're going with. Yeah.
Fair enough.
We could name it Dean's Pond.
I like that a lot better. It's got a nice ring to it, Baron.
It does, Dean's Pond.
I'd like a moat if I could request that as well.
Around your castle?
Well, cabin.
Castle de Doucette.
Getting carried away early in the booth we are, folks.
With your moat?
Gotta have a moat and a drawbridge.
Right. And a dragon. Yep, gotta have a dragon. No castle.
I don't see why not.
Dragon.
I mean, I would like to have like a gorilla on a leash, but that's a story for another day.
That's a hell of a pet.
Klaus Williams out front, A-Bear up here. We're getting tipsy up in the booth. I hope you'll join us.
Just punchy, not tipsy. Tipsy is tomorrow night or the night after that. Probably both.
I'm thinking both. So Viani up into 3rd. That's a good job by him. But how about Gilly? Now, Gilly is going to start 5th. If I'm not mistaken, Gilly was in, and he was on lap 13, not here on 31. Could it be the Toad Man's night?
That'd be pretty cool.
It absolutely would be cool to see.
George Dibble up on 12 spots, 13 spots. So good luck here for
Green,
George.
green, green.
Oh, and a great start there from Claus Williams. See the speed of all these cars. Newton down on the low side again, trying to get underneath the A-Bear.
I don't know. A-Bear's got a lot of horsepower up top there, Dean, and that thing's running really well.
It's pretty impressive what A-Bear is doing here tonight so far. And, you know, this is the thing, too. If you're going to run the low side, you've got to be patient. I mean, it'll pay off in the long run. But here in the short run, so these guys can really whip it around that high side.
Yeah, and you know, it keeps the motor spun up, so it's faster down the straightaway. But eventually, you know, the tires are going to equalize, and if you're capable of running that low line, it's going to be a big help.
So Williams and A-Bear continue to lead this thing. Everybody's strung out a little bit, and now we'll see. It looks like it's got that feeling to me, Baron. I mean, I don't know. I'll pull out the 8-ball or the crystal ball, but I think we're about to go green here.
Yep, shake it up now. Let's go. Lap 40 at 200.
I just asked it if I was going to be tipsy or drunk by the end of the broadcast, and it said absolutely.
You better get to work then, son. What was our safe word? Fire truck, right?
You know, the problem is I can never remember the safe word once I get beyond the safety point.
Right.
And Newton making a move here. Here he goes down to the inside of A-Bear. So that didn't take long for that low line to start to prevail. Newton's getting his feeling here. And like I was trying to say earlier, he's very, very good here. We've seen him dominate at this track. But look up and don't look now. Here he comes again. A-Bear rocking the high side.
Yeah, and A-Bear's going to do what he has to do. Yeah, Bristol's a game of inches if you're taking care of your friends out there. So, you know, if Newton's faster, he'll eventually get there. But it's going to take a minute. Because it's very, very hard to pass here, keep the truck in control, and not get your competitor in trouble.
Well, it is. I mean, you got to out-wear them here, right? Like, just wear them down lap after lap until they finally miss an entry or something. Right now, A-Bear prevails.
Yeah, it's a grind. It really is.
All along, Claus Williams getting out a little bit on everybody.
Well, Claus is getting the benefit of that race going on behind him. Claus don't have anybody to contend with. He can use the whole track as he feels. Everybody else here in a little bit of traffic, having to contend with each other. It slows you down a little bit, Dean.
So you got Bruce up here. He's moved up to 5th, but that's because of not pitting. Right behind him, George Leal, 31 lap fresher tires. Not really paying off at this point in the race, Baron, but they will for sure.
This really doesn't show up until you get a lot of tire wear, Dean. Once that happens, you'll see the fresher tires move forward.
Yeah, you really will. There's no doubt about it. Otto Viani doing a heck of a job. I like what I've seen out of him. And I like this race car driver, Baron. You know, talked a little bit with him. He seems to be one of these guys who's eager to learn, eager to put in the practice, and all that stuff really pays off here on iRacing.
Sure does. You can't expect to win anything if you don't practice, Dean. And the guys who put the time in really come to the front.
They always do. And A-Bear a little loose, really loose. He's up the track, into the wall a little bit.
Oops.
It's going to lose 5, 6, 7 spots here. And that's the danger also on that high side. Well, anywhere here at Bristol, really.
Yeah, literally, right?
So now Newton into second, Ottaviani into third, Bruce up to fourth, and here comes Leal with that fresh rubber. And he's making it look pretty easy. I mean, even though he didn't complete it, you can just see how much better he can get through the center part of the corner, and now he's clear.
Yeah, nice pass there. Good look from Daren. Just let him go.
Absolutely. Very early here, lap 54 of 200. Glad to have the internet at full strength. Hope everybody enjoying the broadcast out there in YouTube and Facebook land.
Yeah, lots of people watching tonight. It's a quiet chat room. That's a little different for us, isn't it?
Well, we got them drinking, Baron. They're busy right now.
That'd be nice. Scott Olson, no doubt, there with a cocktail in his hand watching this go down.
Yeah, well, Scotty, I talked to him tonight. A bit of a rough day at work. Nothing like a couple of cocktails to wash the misery away.
Agreed.
Now, I might be putting off a bad aura here about our drinking problems, Baron.
Well, 2 hands, 1 mouth. That's the biggest problem I got.
It's not good. I've learned to use my feet, Baron.
With a straw. Mm-hmm. Yep, I got it. But Adam Newton losing ground to our leader, Claus, just driving off and kind of taking notes out here. There's a 1.7 second gap right now. Can we equalize that, Dean? Can we bring that back down?
Well, it's interesting. That's what I'm going to ask. Let's have a look here at what we see from Claus Williams first before we make any decisions. I mean, it looks pretty smooth right now. I mean, not seeing a whole lot of wheel movement there, not hearing a whole lot of tire, a little bit there on exit.
And you're going to. I mean, there's no way around that. This is Bristol.
We'll go back to Newton here, and you can see Claus. I mean, he is getting away, like you said. Now, a little much different line on the bottom, a little middle-ish here, which I like. It's just being a little timid here, but that's going to save these tires. And I think already you're starting to see Newton slightly, stabilizing / closing in, perhaps.
Well, he's absolutely committed to the bottom, and I like it. So he's going to gain a little time on entry, and he might lose a little time on exit. But both of them kind of on cruise control now. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it just kind of stabilized a few laps ago, and now that gap starting to come down a little bit as Adam Newton starts to make a run. And this is kind of traditional. I mean, you have 2 choices, don't you, Barrett? I mean, you can get out here, get the lead, something you, I think, like a lot, and make them hunt you, right? Or you can be calm and be the chaser.
Yeah, I prefer them chasing me, Dean, only because, mistakes are made at the back of the field. They're not made at the front. And, or rarely are they made at the front. You make a mistake up front, you've done something real boneheaded, and you own it. But if you're out there on cruise control and everybody's hunting you, it's easier to, hit your marks, race with patience, race with purpose, than have to chase.
Here comes Spear. So Ratliff got around Ottaviani, and now Spear. And you want to talk about patience. These are 2 of the best at that long run racing. Ratliff and Spear, they're on the move. Ledford right behind him here, and he's starting to come forward as well. Oh, and he got to check up a little bit there.
Yeah, Ledford got a little loose there. So caution, the better part about it right there.
Paul K's in. That car does not look whole, Baron.
Paul called that earlier incident with Tony Ratliff, and is probably still feeling the effects of that.
Corey Leal quietly working his way up here. So the 57 looking good here tonight. Up 7 spots into 7th position.
Yeah, I like that look out of Corey. It's a good looking car. Harry Gant known for his prowess here at Bristol back in the old days. Good to see it. Arrogant also known to drive with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, so we're going old school tonight.
Well, you can do it when you have a lighter installed in your car.
That's right.
The old stories of NASCAR never cease to amaze me. There's a 42 Derek Whitford. We've seen some great racing out of Whitford. Here he comes, trying to pick off another spot. As you know, the internet continues to go up and down, folks. So you know, we'll trudge on through and hope it gets better more times than it gets worse.
We're doing the best we can out here, Dean. Lap 74 at 200, closing in on halfway.
You see now Newton and Leal closing in. Now Newton's closed up about 6/10 on the leader, Claus Williams. Leal, though, is even faster. Ratliff might be faster than them all, and then you got back a little bit to Spear here in 5th. Whitford still making up time as he works on Otto Viani.
Bad news for Claus Williams. If these guys catch him, that could be calamity. There's all three of them right there.
Yeah, Claus still visually has got a decent lead, and he might be opening up a little bit as Newton, now under heat, can't maybe run the line he wants to run, and maybe Leal isn't running the line he wants to run, and that happens at Bristol as well, Baron.
It sure does. And you know, we saw that earlier with Abear. Abear got that high line going, and he really kind of charged forward, and then he kind of fell off a little bit. You know, found what he liked about it, but here with the laps ticking down a little bit, now we have different challenges up here doing the same thing.
Yeah, this whole little fight has allowed Claus to open up another 2/10, back up to about 125 on the lead. Now it's starting to come down again now that Newton's got a little clarity, but that clarity won't last long, I don't think. Whoa, great corner from the 97, almost brought him to the bumper of the 2.
Full send.
And here he goes. So Newton's starting to fade, you know, and this is odd to see. Newton is not comfortable on this track today for whatever reason, but we've seen how much he loves this place in general. So 2 cars will go on through here, and now Jason Spears starting to creep into the picture.
Jason really being a patient racer here, and that's really cool the way he's creeping into it.
Yeah, I mean, he does really well here. He loves Bristol. He needs green flag racing, though. If you throw in cautions here and there, you see how much better he is right now. This is his bread and butter here.
And making short work of his teammate there in the 2 machine, Adam Newton. So move Spear up into P4 here and chasing down the top 3 now.
Yeah, Newton's car has gone away on him. Not sure what's going on over there. It's the second race we've seen Newton kind of get where the car is going away on him later on the run. Not typical of the number 2.
That's our points leader, Dean. So seeing him struggle, you know, we're only 85 laps into a 200 event. We still got half this race to go. Adam Newton in some real trouble now if he doesn't get this squared away.
George Leal up here challenging for the lead. He looks to the inside of Claus Williams, not quite there yet. As once again the internet bounces back in. I feel like I'm getting hit by cosmic rays up here.
Solar flares. That's what it is. You're up north, so it's solar flares for you.
It could
It's not as
be.
much ozone up there, Dean. You got to be careful. Wear your sunscreen.
All right then. Little tip there from Baron the astronomer. I like it.
I can't even spell astronomer, let alone do it.
What a battle here up front. Leal and Williams slugging it out. This is where it gets a little bit tough, but Leal, remember, 31 lap fresher tires, that's allowing him to hold that bottom. Wow,
Woo,
Williams
big wiggle.
almost a little too high there and in trouble. And we got lap traffic.
Big wiggle.
Greg there, it looks like he got a little loose. So the cars are definitely getting loose. And again, Williams off the wall. So he's getting rattled going side by side here. He's got to find that rhythm, get back into it.
That's gone away in a big time way.
And Spear has come all the way up here now. Now Spear is only 1.5 off the lead. He's up into fourth. So a lap 91 of 200. You got to think these guys trying to go at least to lap 100.
And the speed difference between those that saved tires and those that didn't, really massive here.
It is, and I think this is where the new build comes into play. The truck now acts a little like the Xfinity in the sense that if you burn them up, you will pay the price.
We see it as our leader, Claus Williams, falls into the clutches of fourth place here.
Yeah, Williams fading. Newton's already faded. These guys are going pretty hard, pretty early. There's Leal behind them. And how about Maurer? Someone we haven't talked about. Maurer known to make some late run moves here, Barrett.
Yeah, we talked about Nate Maurer beforehand, and Nate having a strong evening, starting deep in the field, but Nate's clawed his way forward. Real good look here from, he might be a challenger before this is over, Dean.
Yeah, he might be. Lester pulls on pit road. I'm not sure that car even got all the way into his pit stall there. So, Leal, your leader. Ratliff now into second. Spear has slipped into third. Williams fallen to fourth. Newton fifth. Maurer, Leal, Whitford right there, and Whitford starting to make a move. That's a battle for seventh. You got Ledford back here in ninth. You got Jason Jackson sitting in your top 10, and Otto Viani also has fallen. So anybody who overdrove the car is really struggling.
Paying the price now, yeah, it looks like it. We haven't talked much about Jason.
A-Bear.
Big wiggle out of A-Bear. Guy's praying for this halfway mark now, huh?
So A-Bear, you remember how fast he was? He's in 14th right now. And he just going to lap down, Baron.
My goodness. That's a big difference.
That is amazing here in the trucks. Guys are not used to it. Gotta figure out this truck here. It's not good to abuse this truck any longer.
I suspect we'll start seeing guys come down pit road now, Dean. You know, as ill handling as these things have turned out to be for some of these drivers, come get the fresh rubber.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you like to get out early. Now, can they do 100 laps? We had cautions. We had some guys pit. Let's look at our pit board here. So we have Williams, who's in fourth, who has never pitted. And you have Newton, who's in seventh, who have not pitted. Everybody else had at least a pit stop as Claus Williams comes in. So here he comes, starts the sequence off. Meanwhile, it looked like Spear was out on the track trying to make a move, but I think that was someone else. That might have been Daren Bruce. It was. Greg Ratliff. Oh, Ratliff, damage! Entering pit road. Pieces of car flying around, bouncing. And he looks hobbled.
Trying to get just a little bit more than the car was going to give him.
Looks like that tire has a warp in it the way it's riding around.
Yeah, it's dog walking now, yep.
So tragedy for Ratliff. Leal still out on the track leading this thing. Leal comes in. So George Leal will relinquish the lead over to Jason Spear. How about that? The 83 out front now.
So just past halfway in the event, halfway pit stops are starting. Jason Spear leads the event after Claus Williams led a bunch of laps. But we saw some real aggressive tire wear. James Aber was in second place, finds himself a lap down already. Dean, it's been a learning night for all of these race car drivers. What do you think?
Well, I think for us too, right? I mean, new build and everything, it's one thing to go run 20 laps or 40 laps or 50 laps. How about you try and run 100? see how that works out for you. So we're learning a little something here tonight for sure.
We're also learning our guy Scott Olson back in our chat tonight. How you doing, Scott? Welcome to Wind Tunnel TV. YouTube land, if you're out there watching this, shout out your favorite driver, talk about your favorite alcohol drink, or talk about your ex-wife. We don't care. All right?
Just don't make any ex-wives here tonight. That's all.
That's okay. You can do it. We'll broadcast that, won't we?
A little housewives of iRacing.
We do racing. We do a little everything up here, Dean.
So Spear relinquishes the lead. He heads in. Nate Maurer, your new leader. Whitford and Ledford will be in second and third. Out of the pits. I mean, I think we are completely off cycle here. Mike Dibble's still on the track. It looks like George Leal will be currently in sixth. Spear comes in. So George Leal goes by Spear, I do believe, unless he's got to go all the way around again. And he does. He has to go around again to get by Spear. We'll stay with him here and have a look. Comes by pit road. There's Spear coming out. There's Leal going by. So
all right.
Leal doing a great job, and his main challenger was Ratliff, who smashed into the barrels, I guess, and had a bit of a problem there.
A kerfuffle.
I mean, I need all my parts, Baron. I can't lose any.
It helps the aerodynamics of the car, so we need that.
Derek Whitford on pit road. But how about Maurer? Maurer's still out here in Ledford. Now, could he be waiting on a caution? Because, you know, if you get a caution right now, you just effectively put the field a lap down.
Truthfully, some guys will wait that out because there's such a distance between trucks with tires and trucks without tires. And guys will find that, trucks with tires, often cause trouble for trucks without tires. So, yellow flag.
I mean, he's got
generally
a 37-second lead, Baron. 37 seconds. That's 2 laps.
Yeah, it sure is. So, we'll see if he holds the phone before he comes in.
The Toad Man up there with Ledford right in front of Leal, who was your leader. Leal gets through clean there. Right behind him, how about Claus? Claus coming back, and now Bear with the fresh rubber starting to look awful quick again.
He's trying to get his lap back, Dean. I mean,
Yeah.
that was a real problem for him at one point.
Look at how much speed Williams has early in the run. Now, we talked about learning, Baron. I gotta say, I'm not sure.
Our leader's in, Dean. Our leader just came in.
Okay, so Maurer relinquishes the lead, comes in here on lap 119. Ledford will be your new race leader.
Yeah, sorry to mow your lawn like that, but now we got real trouble for us up in the booth because now we got to figure out who's leading this thing.
I just ask that you trim the bushes while you're here, Baron.
Got my little gas-powered motor, my little trimmer. I'm all set. I can do the sidewalks.
All right. So Ledford, how about that, James Ledford? He's going to relinquish it. He got himself a bonus point there, a little air time to 48. Looking good. George Dibble going to stay out, so Dibble will be the new leader. Always makes me hungry when Dibble's out here running.
Great looking McDonald's truck there. Love their fries.
Yeah, I mean, fries, the mainstay. Got to get the fries. You can leave everything else as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I guess you have a breakfast sandwich or a burger, but the fries are a must.
The McGriddles are to die for.
Well, there you go. Never had one.
Oh, you know what you're missing. Go get you a McGriddle and a coffee and a hash brown. So good.
All right, big battle here between Leal and Williams. This is not for the lead, but will be soon when Dibble pits or gets caught. So side by side, they come through to the start-finish line. It's still Leal, but only by a hair. Will either one of these guys have tires left when this fight is over? Because I got to tell you, who's lurking behind them? Spear, sitting there.
Yeah, I mean, truth be told, right? We saw these guys race like this early in the last run, and it cost them a lap, Dean.
Well, it did, and I think you're going to see a similar thing, in particular from Klaus Williams. But Leo looks like he's decided he's going to run hard here, and he crosses over Williams after he gets past. And Abear's going to go up here and test him too. He wants his lap back. So battles up front all along. This plays right into Jason Spear's hands. Newton probably also has learned a little bit about his car. So these two perhaps can come up here and do some damage later in this run. We're on lap 127 of 200.
God, I love Bristol.
It's a beautiful place. You know, the runs are long, lap-wise, and the cars change dramatically.
Yeah, it's so much fun. So much fun.
A little look at Greg Ratliff. Well, you can't see him because he's gone, folks. That car was just not right. So a four-way battle up front. Well, not quite front. Up ahead of them, it's Dibble still leading. He is going to come up here, and they're going to have to pass him. I like this from Dibble. You know, he's not in good position to get a great finish, but right now, a caution, and he looks gold.
Yeah, he sure does. It's a good look here from that McDonald's machine. Hard Charger award, the whole thing, the 94 out here leading laps, and his closest competitor's back about a second and a half. Good look here.
Yeah, you see how tight second through fifth is. Dibble getting run down in a hurry. Things are going to heat up here. Oh, and Dibble pulls off, so classy move from Dibble there. I don't think that was necessary, but still pretty classy out of Mr. Dibble, and he's going to come on pit road.
I'll hand this over to Claus now.
Yeah, Klaus Williams back out front. We've seen this. Can he hold it now? He has his speed. Has he learned anything here, Barron?
Well, we hope so, right? You know, the last time he did this, he faded so fast towards the end of the run. Now he's got to be out there in max conserve mode. What do you think?
Well, I think he should have been. I don't think he was. What I think is Leal already recognized that. He's backed it down because he's looking in his mirror and he's seeing Spear and Newton and going, oh boy, I think I might be in trouble here. I mean, that's what I would be thinking anyway. Scott was asking for a race recap. I'm not sure we're capable of that, are we, Baron?
I did it that way, man. You were just
I
out
slept
there,
through
puff,
it.
puff, pass. Yeah.
I never pass.
Kylu Glass. They're gonna have to start paying me for that.
I do
Little
like
side
it.
hustle, making up jingles for Kylu Glass.
Do you do music to them too?
I will make music if they're paying me.
Absolutely. I guess picture Baron with his little piano, a little 2.5 man action.
I'll friggin' hum.
Williams still leading, Leal still chasing. Spear looked to make a move, got the car a little bit out of shape there, so he's gonna have to watch that. Can't get too aggressive too early, but you know, laps click off rather quickly here, Baron.
Yes, they do. And it's, you know, it's kind of funny because you're in the car and you get so zoned in on turn one, turn two. Sometimes, Dean, I lose track of where I am on the track. You get so, you know, focused. And look, there's no break. There's no straightaway here. These guys are constantly on the wheel, constantly on the pedals. This is a really, really exhausting track, Dean, mentally and physically.
Well, it is, and I mean, you know me, I could get lost on any track and not know what corner I'm in. But in particular, you're right, Bristol, things just happen so quickly. You can and they're very similar corners. We always talk about two different corners, which they are, but they're very similar. And you can mistake one for the other and get yourself in a little bit of trouble.
You sure can. And, you know, if guys aren't, you know, paying attention or they don't have a spotter to keep them sharp, you know, they'll often, have a mental lapse and forget where pit row is. I do that all the time. Forget where pit road is, or which entrance you're supposed to go down.
I'm thinking this might be a personal attack here, Baron. This is my former spotter here, folks.
No, it's on me. It's totally on me. I'm talking about me. We haven't ran Bristol to go. Oh, yes, we did run one once. Yeah. You ignored me that night too, didn't you?
Probably. I would.
Yeah.
Battle for the lead. Leal and Williams up here. We just seen Newton get a little loose. Spears right in this thing. So George Leal looking to take the lead back here on lap 145 at 200. He's going to do it. Spear looks to come through. Williams is not going to cut him any brakes. And we got caution on the track, and it's Newton.
Newton?
Mr. Newton has had an issue on the track.
Uh-oh.
Could have been gas. I'm not sure. We're going to look in on it. So here we go, the two. He's there with Ledford. Now he's up high where he doesn't like to be. He likes to be on the bottom. Cuts it down a little too sharp, and bam, out of 4. That's the slow, lazy spin that can get you here. That'll shake things up, though. And then,
no damage.
Oddly enough, and that, I know Newton would never do anything on purpose, but this is a advantage to Newton because he's so good on the short run here. But it's also Williams' advantage and a few others. This is not what a guy like Spear wanted to see. He wanted to run this thing out. I'll guarantee you that. Pit stops coming up.
I suspect we'll see them all in here, Dean.
I would think so, but we could be wrong.
I mean, other than a couple guys getting the wave around or a lucky dog, I think I said all the lead lap cars should be coming in.
Yeah, it looks like everybody is coming in. Ledford will move up the standings. It looks like he stays out. And now he has pitted on lap 121. So interesting move from Ledford here. He'll stay out. That'll be the odd one. We'll try and get a look here off of pit road and see who comes out first. You see Williams and Leal come in real tight there.
Nose to tail, no gap between those guys.
Newton files in a little behind. Left side's going up on Leal. There he is, down and away. Ooh, race for a second. Looks like Williams going to catch that one. So Spear falls into third. Whitford will come out in fourth. Otto Viani, Newton, and Jackson. How about Whitford and Otto Viani now? They're in fourth and fifth. They got a real shot at this thing.
Yeah, great pit stops, great entry, great exit. Hats off to their crews with a nice job. Put them in contention for the win here, Dean. You can't ask for any more than that.
No, new life, new opportunity, no mistakes. I love it for these two. They're both really quick, and they could certainly get up here and challenge for this win. I'd say, and Jason Jackson up 11 spots in sixth here has new life as well.
Yeah, very quiet night out of that 87 machine. Jackson, strong competitor here, but now up here in sixth. What can he do with it?
Yeah, I mean, he's a hard one to figure out, Baron. We've seen a run of Jason Jackson races where he looked like the man to beat. Then we've seen a couple of races where he wasn't really around the top 10, so a little bit of a conundrum here, if you will, Baron.
Big words again, Dean. Stop doing that. Conundrum. Where'd you come up with that?
I like to test you, Baron.
It worked. It worked.
So Leal out front, and this is where the main race will be. I mean, make no mistake, Leal and Williams. Now, Williams has been the fastest guy. Don't forget another guy. Well, Hebert is actually a lap down, but Hebert is awful fast early on. This is really going to be different. We got a 50-lap run here to the end now.
So this one's going to be a sprint moving forward, Dean.
It's basically a sprint. Great start by Leal. He says, let me get out of here. Williams not far behind. Oh, and here we go. Whitford trying to make a move already on Williams. Williams won't like this. He's going to power off through the corner and try and take that spot back. Oh, a little
game
wiggle.
of inches. Game of inches here. Williams needs to be careful. He is creeping up on Leal. So Williams here really showing some early
Wow.
speed. Look at that run in.
That was an incredible run, right to the bumper of George Leal goes Claus Williams, down to the bottom. Williams trying to assert his dominance here on the short run.
George Leal's having none of it. He's going to power off of those turns. Use that engine to his advantage, Dean.
Well, both guys in lanes that they haven't been running. Leal's been running a little lower, Williams been running higher. So who's going to win now that they've swapped lanes?
Game
What a
of inches
battle.
here, Dean. We see Claus just dive it in there, but Leal makes up the run on the high side, comes back to him.
Williams just too good, I think, here on the short run. Crossover, though. Here comes Leal.
I love it. Great racing here, Leal. Again, not having anything of it. He is going to try that low line again.
Meanwhile, a little further back, Newton's gotten around Bruce. I don't know what happened to Jason Spear, but he has fallen off back here. He is not going to be happy.
Back to 10th.
So I think that was a pit road thing. Hard to say, though. Anyway, we got Whitford and Otto Viani here in third and fourth. Williams just set the fastest lap of the race, a 14.89.
He's cooking.
He is certainly cooking. Trying to bring that Galahad machine. He's got that picture of the beautiful dog on the front. Of course, we had the memorial race last week for Galahad. And he'd love to park that thing in Victory Lane.
Yep, hate it when we lose our little Dugans.
Yeah, not easy. Whitford and Leal going at it. I love what I've seen out of Whitford, not only here tonight, but as of late. I mean, he's a real player out here.
Great challenge here coming from Whitford. I love it. George Leal cannot rest and be easy here. Whitford looking to make his way up onto second place here.
Absolutely great. Otto Viani here back in fourth position. And he looks like he's lurking to me. You know, I love to see that when there's two guys battling in front of you and you just see how smooth that line is, Baron. It's near picture perfect.
Yeah, it's really nice. Great drive here, you know, what we're seeing. And, well, that's a good look at it right there. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's through the middle. It's not middle high, then middle. No, it's right through the middle, using that curvature perfectly there. Told you, the man's been practicing and studying, Baron.
Well, it's paying off, right? Bristol is an entire case study on its own.
Oh, it certainly is. No doubt about that. So the racing continues, but Williams walking away a little bit. A little shout out to our friend Jason Martin with the walking away.
What's he drink?
Anything that is free.
Free and
No,
wet.
I don't know. I'm sure he's a connoisseur like yourself, if I'm to be honest.
I am not a connoisseur. I have the worst taste. I'll drink Busch Light. And then if it's not Busch Light, it's Jack Daniels. I am not a discerning individual when it comes to alcohol.
Well, you know what you are, though, Baron. You're a truth teller.
Consistent.
No serum necessary, folks. He'll tell you what he said, what he sees.
I am not a snob when it comes to liquor.
So that battle there was for third. There's Leal, and there's a look up to Williams saying, sayonara, folks.
Peace.
Love it for Claus. I mean, Claus, we know he'll be run down, but there's only 30 laps left, Baron. I mean, if it was 80 laps, yes, but no, not on this run. This is all Claus Williams. As long as he can stay out here and this thing goes green, I don't see anybody getting to him.
Well, he's putting a lot of distance between himself and second place on that reason, right? There's 28, 27 laps to go now. got to do something to keep those guys behind him.
Yeah, he really does. See Newton behind Otto Viani. There's Leal. So Otto Viani having a heck of a night here. He started back in 7th, currently in 3rd position, looking solid. And we just seen that line he's running. I just think it's such a good line that it'll pay off here on the long run.
Well, he certainly hopes so.
He does, but the long run's got to start. It's got to start now. Let's look in on our time delta, and you see it's opening. But there, the last lap, almost leveling off as Leal beat him by 100th of a second.
So now the race is on, Dean. If they've equalized out, now can he hold off the hard chargers here with 25 to go?
Last time by, Williams put another 2/10 in the basket. I mean, if there's a basket there.
A tisket, a tasket.
So the 2 of Newton hanging in now. It looks like Newton's learned a little something. That car looking a little more stable here. Starting to ride up on Otto Viani. Whitford back in 5th. You got Jason Jackson in 6th. It's Bruce in 7th. Leal 8th. There's Spear in 9th. And Ledford in 10th with Maurer looking and lurking.
Maurer brought himself back from the back of the field. Having him up here tonight, Dean, he's working at it. He's a danger in any race, right? But with 21 to go, does he have enough to get there?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely not, right? Even if he had enough to catch Claus, it's these 8 cars between him and those 2 drivers that are really making it impossible, right?
It really does, yep.
So there's Williams now, 3.2 seconds. I mean, he has got some octane in that tank. My goodness.
Yeah, he's out there putting as much distance between himself and the rest of them.
George Leal, another solid event for the 97. So, the point situation too, Newton somehow, some way has held on to 4th position here, and that he's doing all he needs to do. I mean, Baron, there's only 2 more races here.
Well, what else can he do? I mean, Newton's driving with consistency. That points lead is a fairly big gap. Adam Newton looking to bring the big cup home.
Yeah, and then that's the important one, right? I mean, at least when I drive, I mean, championships is, I love them. I chase them.
Yeah, who doesn't, right?
Well, you'd be surprised. Oh, caution on the track. Ledford has spun. We're going to shake them up, boys, with 15 to go.
Yeah, that changes a lot now, Dean. If you got a set of tires, you come and get them, don't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, yes, you got to come get tires, there's no doubt. And that's the slow, lazy spin. That'll happen here off of 4. Wow. I mean, Claus Williams got to hate this. He's got to also love it because we know how good he is on fresh rubber, but that race was already his. I think he had it locked up. Now he'll have to prove it one more time. Big thing is he's got to win this battle down pit road. Thankfully, he's got Dibble between him and Leal.
Well, now the real race is on. Bring it to the cruise.
Now Leal's got to get up here and get on his bumper here on pit road.
He chooses not.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there wasn't enough time or whatever, but I was going to try to zoom up there a bit. He's getting inching closer here, and I think that's Claus kind of letting him back in it a little bit. So this battle not quite over.
He's caught him now, so the difference has been made up.
Whitford staying out. Leal staying out. Wow. Bear is going to stay out. I think he might be a lap down, but this battle on pit road is what we're focusing in on.
Big stop tonight for these pit crews.
A big stop. Leal's
The biggest.
tires on the right going on. I'm not seeing. Oh, there's the lefts up on Williams. So Williams down and away. Oh, and almost. Leal almost stuck out from that first stall.
Did Williams get him?
Newton had a good stop. He'll slide into third. The big story, though, Whitford and Leal stay out. Love it. Something a little
crazy.
different. It's crazy, but it might just work, Baron.
It might just.
So A-Bear looks like he got the lucky dog and come in onto pit road, or at least he was on the lead lap, whether it was this caution or the last. Now he comes in, gets himself some rubber. Gotta have the rubber. Safety first, Baron.
Are we talking about race cars?
Absolutely, fresh
I
rubber.
like it, yep.
Yeah.
Safety.
Keep the
Speed.
car under you.
Speed and safety. I love it.
Looks like Paul K coming down pit road. There's a shot of your affordable construction specialists. Go check them out. Get all your construction needs.
Still waiting for a call from old Paul K. See if he can come over here and make my deck.
Well, I mean, I think the 12-hour drive is a bit of a problem, Baron.
Semantics.
I mean, I think you make it worth their while.
I agree. I told him free beer.
I mean, I'd drive that far for free beer. Heck, I might hop the border for that.
Right? Can you build decks?
Does it matter?
Yes.
I mean, to me, it doesn't. I can fake it. I'll build you something. I'll say I'm an artist. Here we go.
Draw a deck.
Whitford, a great start. So Whitford gets out and away. Leal looks like he got a good launch. Williams blew an engine or something. What happened to Williams? Oh, no!
Oh, Williams. Did he stroke a gear there and cost his motor?
I'm not sure, but he's in deep doo-doo gone. So now it's Leal and Newton trying to run down Whitford. Whitford holding on so far with the old rubber, rocking the high side. The 42 may have pulled something off. Can he hang on? 8 to go. Williams hits pit road.
The long way. Oh, that's so sad. I hate it for Claus.
Leal down on the bottom, and Whitford's around.
Oh, no.
Oh, and no,
The
Corey
leader
Leal's involved, several others. Ledford's caught up. Oh, the humanity.
Oh, that's a shame. The leader just wrecked himself.
Yeah, trying to push that car a little bit much. We see there, he's got a little wiggle, got the tires a little angry, and then wham, there she goes. And then you get the extracurricular activity.
Oh, that's a sin. That's too bad.
Well, he gave it a go. We'll give him that much. Well, boy, oh boy, is this going to heat up now.
Yeah,
What
well,
to do?
you're locked in now. Tires aren't going to matter with 6 to go.
Well, we
these
just
guys,
seen that, right? I mean, Whitford was doing a great job. He held on for 4 or 5 laps there.
Yeah, well, now these leaders, all they got to do is finish the 3 laps under green. He's in good shape.
There goes Whitford. The drive of shame, Baron.
That it is. Not to be confused with the walk of shame.
Well, I didn't want to mention it, but I may or may not have done a walk or two, Baron. And a drive or two.
Yeah, I see it every once in a while. It's kind of funny.
Like
sometimes I'll get it. Yes, well, sometimes I'll get up super early in the morning, go cycle instead of sleep in, and before the heat really sinks in. There's a trail near the house, and you always see a mini dress with the heels in hand walking down the trail headed home.
Half makeup still on.
You don't even look at the makeup, but at that point it's a mess. So yeah, hair's half done, heels in hand, clutch purse over the shoulder, just cruising home. Cyclist and runner running by. Morning. Yeah. Four to go, Dean. What you got?
4 to go. Leal, Newton, Otto Viani, and Corey Leal, who was just involved in that mayhem. Who do I have? I mean, I'm going to go with Leal here. I mean, he's been solid, right? Just rock solid, and he's got the lead. I'm going front runner here tonight.
I'm going with our points leader, Adam Newton. He's had trouble tonight. He's had decent pit stops. He's had bad pit stops. Dean, I think he's finally got it figured out. Give me Adam Newton for the win tonight.
Well, that'd be a hell of a win. I mean, we could call that a steal pretty much if Newton comes up here and takes this one here tonight. And, you know, he's lost a few from wheel connection issues, those type of things. To steal one back might just make him feel quite good.
Justified.
Justified. All right. George Leal on the high side. Newton down low. Otto Viani and Corey Leal in row 2. Here we go. 3 laps remaining in the Bristol 200. Leal with a great launch. It's a two-man battle. They're stacking up behind him. We'll stay up front, though.
Pretty good run here by Newton. I don't think he's got all it needs. Oh, I could be wrong.
That was a big lap. Final lap. Can Newton do something? Dives down to the bottom. Leal, big run on the high side. Great corner for Newton. Maybe contact. He's got a piece of the inside. Corey Leal, though, what a corner. The 97 wins it. Newton second. Otto Viani third. Ledford with a great fourth place. Maurer fifth. Jackson, Spear, Aber, Bruce, and the Toad Man in the top 10. What a finish, Baron.
Yeah, it sure was. Just too much for the high side there for Adam Newton to get around. A couple more laps, he might have got him, but great job by George Leal here getting the win tonight at Bristol. That's crown jewel, and that's something he's going to be very proud of.
Yeah, I mean, Newton had an absolutely great corner 1 and 2, but Leal had an equally great 3 and 4 there to finish him off. And he's doing these burnouts. He's quite happy about it. Don't blame him one bit. Super exciting race. Let's take a look in on our results here, Baron. Check outside the top 10 here, where Whitford, unfortunately, they're late. He falls to 11th. Claus Williams, we're not sure exactly, but, I mean, he couldn't have blown the engine. He might have got a penalty coming off of pit road. That probably likely would happen. He finishes 12th. Corey Leal, a late wreck, and then problems on the restart as well. We didn't catch it much. I seen it out of the corner of my eye, though. And Dibble in 14th, Paul K 15th, Greg Ratliff early trouble. That was a little tragedy there. Lester, Ratliff, Stevie Knight with the early wreck. But all in all, some guys, some great nights. Otto Viani, Ledford, and of course, George Leal. Don't forget our points leader, finishing second. He'll solidify that thing right up.
Nate Maurer, 5th place there, so good run by him. Jason Jackson in 6th.
Yeah. Jackson and, you know, Maurer, sneaky, right? Sneaky. He'll show up in that top 5 every time, won't he?
Yeah, and, you know, did so from deep in the field. So did Jason Jackson, up 11 spots, a hard charger for the evening.
All right, let's go to a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll get some race interviews. Back here at Bristol in the ACS Truck Series, where George Leal fended off some problems, outlasted everybody, outraced everybody. That's how you get the wins, Baron. Great job by George here.
Absolutely, Dean. Hell of a run. Late race caution, some great pit strategy, and put George Leal in victory lane here tonight.
All right, well, let's check in with our 3rd place finisher. That's Michael Otto Viani here in the number 77. Congratulations, Michael.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, fellas. I really appreciate it, man.
Well, it's good to have you up in the booth here, and we're talking to you. You know, we've talked to you a couple of times, and we're talking tonight about some of your efforts that we notice. You know, guys like me and Baron, we take notice of people who try and improve and get out there and practice and stuff. And you've been doing a lot of that, Mike, and it's paying off, isn't it?
It is, man. I mean, every lap you run, you learn something different. I'm grinding the hell out of laps every week, trying to learn from Greg and you and George and Adam. I mean, I've been learning a lot.
Man, oh man, I think Barron might have had a drink to that one. I think I heard him lift his glass up to you. I mean, grinding it out, practicing, that's what all it's all about. But let's get to tonight's race. I mean, we watched you late there. It looked like you were running, in my eyes, an almost perfect line. You know, maybe a couple of guys have a little more experience here, but talk a little bit about running that smooth middle line and how this car seemed to wear out at the end of runs.
Yeah, through practice, I noticed that the right rear, if you ran it light and kind of soft on entry, you would run that right rear into the ground. So I decided to start pushing corner entry much harder, and I got that even wear on that right front and right rear like I wanted, and it just middle held perfect the whole race.
Man, that's a vet trick there. You know, if you can't necessarily save the right rear, how about we wear out the right front a little bit and even those suckers up? A great job there. Now talk about at the end of the race there. You know, we restack them a couple of times. Did did it enter your mind like, here we go, maybe I can do something special here and get by these guys?
Yeah, I saw them battling 2 laps ago. Adam got underneath George. They might have made a little contact. I was like, oh no, I better not get caught up in this. So it kind of came through the mind, but I've been grinding it out. 3rd place, top 5 for me is great. I can't hold these guys sim wheels, let alone race with these guys. These guys are the absolute best. So
well, no, we don't sell ourselves short here. You're out there grinding, practicing. I tell guys like yourself all the time, you'll be better than everybody in no time at all. Keep up the great work, man. 3rd place is the first of many here, and we expect to see you up in this booth a lot, Mike. So congrats on 3rd place. You got any sponsors, any friends or family, anybody you want to shout out? You go right ahead.
Oh, absolutely. To start, I'll do ACS. I really appreciate the league they put on. RGR, George, Todd, you guys in the booth. We appreciate the hell out of you guys. And big shout out to George Leal. He's helped me out so much. Paul K, Adam, Greg, all the big guys, man. They're here to help you if you ask, and that's the coolest part about this league. This league is awesome. I can't say enough about it.
Absolutely. Baron, that's a 77. Michael Ottoviani, 3rd place, and he touting up this great league and the great help that he gets out here.
Should be touting out the great practice he's been putting in, Dean. I say it week in and week out. If you expect to be good at something, you got to practice at it. And he certainly has been. But I'm sitting here with the 2nd place finisher, number 2 in your programs, but number 1 in your hearts, friends. Adam Newton brings it home 2nd tonight. How you doing tonight, Adam?
Confused on how I got here, that's for sure.
Well, we'll figure it out for you. You took the 2 truck, you put it in 2nd place, and now you're up in the booth with number 2, Baron Labosco. How's it feel to be number 2 tonight?
Honestly, it sucks. I'd rather be in 1st, but I'll take it, especially after the way that truck drove tonight. I'll take it.
Well, look, we talked a little bit about it during the broadcast. The truck changed quite a bit tonight. We saw some guys really fall pretty quickly. Was that your experience tonight?
The truck was like a moody woman during her special time. It was highs, lows, middles. It was all over the place. I mean, it was unreal.
So, you're the points leader tonight, and you're bringing home 2nd. Hell of a challenge going into the last race or 2 here. Adam, what do you got to do to sew this thing up?
I just stay off the hook. I think with tonight's finish, and even though I did spin out and whatnot, I mean, I think if I can stay, around or near the guys who are doing better than I am right now, I got a shot of sewing it up. But I mean, hats off to George, and I mean, Claus had a great race tonight, but shit the bed on that last caution. But yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, and I think you're right, man, for the job, Adam. You've had a hell of a season so far. Consistency matters. It looks like you've been listening to me subliminally, getting your pit stops ironed out. Hell of a job there, my friend. Any shout outs you want to make tonight to anybody, or anything you want's on your mind? Go ahead and take the floor and let us hear all about it.
Yeah, thank Scotty Boy for doing the paint scheme. Hey to Braxton, keep getting better, bud. Congrats to George. Thanks to everybody in RGR that puts us on, and Dean and you, and give a big old shout out to Bernie Person. Hope he gets better. Miss you, bud. And all the guys that run here, my teammates on the Spear Motorsports group.
You a McDonald's man or a Burger King guy?
McDonald's.
McDonald's, what's your favorite? We were talking about that earlier.
It's Madonna's.
Uh-huh.
I would have to say quarter pounder with cheese and bacon.
Ooh, I love it. Goes for the hearty stuff. And Dean's over here dabbling with, avocado salads.
He's one of them special Canadians.
That's right.
Oh boy.
It's
All right.
McDowell's up
All right,
there.
let's wrap it up here, boys.
It's Pride Month for them.
We could do. Oh, nice.
All right.
Newton's in second place, and I love it. It's the best interview of the year.
Adam Newton trying for some sound bites here tonight in the number 2, finishing number 2, and that's because of the 97 George Leal down in victory lane. Congratulations, George! A hell of a victory here tonight.
Appreciate it, guys. Pretty wild race there.
Man, wild, for sure. That's Bristol in a nutshell. It can get wild. It does get wild. It did get wild. Now, we had the long run, George. We have Claus get out there. Well, we had Hebert get out there, way out there. He fell off a cliff. Newton got out there. He fell off a cliff. Williams got out there, and during one of these, didn't fall off a cliff. He kind of fell off hair, but you and maybe Greg Ratliff and Jason Spear were plugging along. I think you really wanted this thing to go green, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. When I passed Claus there on that long run, I was like, I was like, damn it. I had him right there. And like you said, Spear was back there, and I knew he was going to be tough, but I really didn't want to see that caution.
Yeah, well, you didn't want to see it, but here you are in victory lane, George, nonetheless. So we get down to the end. Now, we're not sure what happened to Claus. I think perhaps a penalty on pit road. That what a shame for him. And Greg, of course, a little accident on pit road. So pit road was kind of the key tonight, wasn't it, George?
Oh, yeah, for sure. As much as I hated to see the first caution, I knew the second one gave me a little bit of a chance because I figured even if all of us stayed out, hopefully Claus had burned his stuff up a little bit. But I think he actually got a penalty for passing the pace car before he entered pits. And I hate that for him. He had the best car, I think, definitely on the short to mid run, and he was in a really good position. But, I guess you got to make them all count.
Well, I think the best car is in victory lane right now, George. That's the 97. That's your car. But, I want to ask you about these cars a little bit, these trucks, if you will. They seem like perhaps tonight we learned a little something about these things in this new build. What'd you learn here tonight?
Yeah, we all knew it was a handful going in, and then I ran a ton of laps yesterday in practice, and kind of came to the conclusion, and apparently I wasn't going hard enough, but we kind of figured out that if you drove it in harder and picked the throttle up real fast, you kind of save that right rear. But a couple guys were saying that they were kind of not even coming all the way out of the gas, and that's not really what we're used to with these trucks. So maybe that's what it's going to be like.
Yeah, well, we all learn together. The great ones learn a little quicker, George. You're putting yourself in that category here, grabbing the victory here in the ACS Bristol 200. Congratulations. We'll give you the floor, brother, all the shout-outs you want.
Yeah, thanks again to ACS. Really appreciate everything they're doing for the league. Got a new season coming up. I believe they're staying on board. Not 100% sure about that, but thank you anyways. Thank you guys for doing the broadcast. Everybody at RGR for putting this thing on, all the competitors. Just shout out to Mike Ottaviani for an awesome podium. He hadn't been racing too long, but he's really making a lot of gains. And shout out to all my family. I'll be seeing a lot of family this weekend. We're leaving tomorrow for the beach for a week, so we'll be missing you guys, but we'll be having some cold ones.
Well, you're speaking Baron's language
Like
now.
the sound of that, yeah.
Beach, cold ones. Enjoy that, George. It makes it a little sweeter when you're in victory lane when you head out of town. So congrats again. Baron, that's our winner, the 97, George Leal.
Sounds like he's celebrating just the right way, too. Got some family, got some cold ones, and a beach. Man, you can't light it up any better than that, can you?
I don't think you can, a moat maybe, Baron?
A moat and a dragon, right?
Still on the moat.
With a checkered flag and a trophy in the other hand. I got it.
So we're looking in on the championship standings here. Of course, Newton had a heck of a race here. Somehow, some way, pulled out second place. Favored here tonight to win, but then not favored, and now comes in second. That's a championship run right there, Baron.
Sure is. And speaking of championship runs, he's got a nice, healthy lead on that first place position. So Claus Williams still in it, but he's got to do some special stuff in the next few weeks.
He certainly does. And a big shout out to Bernard Person there. We ain't getting in on the broadcast. Sorry about that, Bernie, but we're thinking about you 24/7. Bernie here in sixth in points, dealing with some things, and we certainly hope everything's going well with him. Right now, we're going to wrap it up here from Bristol. That's the RGR Racing League every Thursday night here, 9:10 p.m. Come check us out. But for myself, Dean Doucette, for Mr. Baron Labosco, that's going to wrap it up. We'll see you right here next time on Wind Tunnel TV.